Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. As you know, we are doing chapter number 9, that is diversity among animals. So, we will continue our lecture with the phylum platyhelminthes. The organisms which belong to this phylum are called flatworms. Now, we will talk about the general characteristics, but before that, we come to know about the members of this group. Flatworms are free living. They may be parasite or they are found into the gut or liver of other organisms. For example, the free living flatworms are planaria and the parasites are called the tapeworm or the liver fluke. Now, if we talk about the characteristics of these organisms, their bodies are flattened dorsiventrally and compressed. And the organisms are triploblastic. It means they have three germ layers: ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. And these organisms are bilaterally symmetrical. It means if the organism is cut from the center, the two halves of the organisms will be the mirror images of one another. These organisms are called aschelminthes. It means there is no true body cavity, and inside the layers a space is present which is called mesenchyme. Now the organisms have the eye spots which help the organism to detect its place. These organisms are free living, which means they are motile and they are found in the fresh water or in the marine water. So they can move from one place to another place. For example, planaria. They have the locomotory structures known as cilia. These are small hair-like outgrowths which help the organism to move. These organisms show both the types of reproduction. Asexual reproduction takes place by the process of fission, which is the division of a single organism into two, and by the process of regeneration, the two structures that has been formed by the simple division will regrow the missing parts and would come back into its original form. Their reproductive structures are very complex if we talk about the sexual reproduction. They have proper structures developed, for example, gonads, ducts, and the accessory glands. Fertilization is internal. The parasitic forms are the liver flukes and the tapeworms. Liver fluke is found in the liver of the human being, and tapeworms are found in the intestines of man. The examples have been given here: Dugesia, which is also called planaria, liver fluke, and tapeworm. And the importance of these parasitic forms is that they are very harmful for man because they will suck the blood One example of them is liver fluke, which sucks blood, and it also lives in the intestine of the cattle. In the diagram, you can see all three members of this group flatworms. One is planaria, then comes the liver fluke, and then tapeworm, which is the longest one, and it measures its length in many feet. The next group is called phylum aschelminthes. Now we will talk about the general characteristics of this group, which is also known as roundworms or nematoda. The roundworms may be free living parasites. They can live in the soil, roots, human and animal intestines, and in the muscles. The body of these organisms is tapering from the ends, and their size can vary from the microscopic ones to the organisms which measures in meters. These organisms also have bilateral symmetry, which means if we cut them from the center, both the sides will be equally divided and they will be the mirror images of one another. They are also triploblastic, means they have three germ layers: ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. And the muscular layer is divided into four quadrants. It means the outermost layer is made up of muscles, but there are only the longitudinal muscles. No circular muscles are found in the body of these organisms. Body cavity is not true, so they are known as pseudocoelomates. Most nematodes are dioecious, which means they are hermaphrodites. It means the two sexes are found in two different organisms, and the fertilization is internal. The examples of this group are pinworms and ascaris. Ascaris is an intestinal parasite of the man. And the pinworms, these are found in the appendix, cecum, or colon of the human being, which causes insomnia and loss of appetite. Insomnia is a state in which a person cannot sleep properly, and these pinworms also produces an antioxidant which will not allow the blood to form the clots, and hence a lot of blood will be wasted, which results in the anemia of the children. Ascaris in the same way is found into the intestine of the man. Now you can see the nematodes, the male and the female one. The sexes are separate. They have proper structures. For example, in the female, you can see the ovary where eggs will be produced, uterus, anus, vulva. All these are the structures which are found into the reproductive systems. And in the same way, testes are the male reproductive structures, where sperms are produced. And they have also the copulatory organs, which are the structures for mating. So, this was the example of the phylum Nematoda. Now, the third group that we are going to discuss today will be phylum Mollusca. If we talk about the general characteristics, the organisms belonging to this group are free living or sessile. It means they can move freely or they cannot move, so they are called sessile. Some of them are aquatic and some of them are also found on the land, so they are known as terrestrial and aquatic. Again, they have a bilateral symmetry. The organisms belongs to this group are snails and freshwater mussels. They are also triploblastic. They have a true body cavity, so they are known as coelomates. Their bodies are soft and unsegmented. Body is divided into head, a ventral muscular foot, and dorsal visceral region. So if we talk about the snail, the coiled part is the visceral region which contains the soft organs, and above the visceral region is a mantle, and below will be the muscular foot which will help in the movement of the organism. They also contain shells. For example, snails or freshwater mussels, they have proper shells which covers the body of the organism. One of their specialized structure is radula, which is the tongue of the organism, and its tongue bears numerous teeth which helps in the grasping and cutting of its prey. And the developmental process takes place through a stage that is called trochophore larva. The examples of these organisms are garden snail, which is the terrestrial form, slug, mytilus, which is the marine mussel, oysters, freshwater mussels, loligo or squid, sepia, cuttlefish, and octopus. Now, the shells are very much prominent in the snails, but shell is very reduced in the octopus and in the cuttlefish. These organisms' shells are used in butter industry and for making different ornaments. Some oysters make valuable pearls. Clams, oysters, mussels are source of food in Far East, Europe and in the America. Slugs are injurious in garden and cultivation. They can destroy the crops. Torpedo, a shipworm, damages wooden parts in the ships. So this was all about today's lecture. If you have any kind of query, you can ask. Thank you so much.